Hi guys, and welcome to the Batch Lady, where I show you how to make fast, simple, homemade meals that you can make in advance, put in your freezer and use whenever you want. And today we are talking about hummus. Now last week I gave everybody a really nice, easy, simple, freezable hummus recipe, and it was the basic recipe, and I'm going to run through it again this week. But I also want to show you what we're going to do. We're going to do a basil and sun-dried tomato hummus, and it is absolutely delicious. So I've already made some in here, but I've scooped it out and it's already gone, and I'm about to make the next batch. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to get your cans of chickpeas. You want 2.5 cans. So your cans are about 400 grams like this. So 2.5 cans or 2.5 cups if you're using the nice measuring cups. So I've already measured this out, so I can just pour this right in. Now I've got a big blender. If you've got a smaller blender, you want to put you maybe want to put it in a little bit, blend it, a little bit more, blend it. This is a big industrial blender, so I can put it all in together. But if you do that, you might find it slightly jams if you don't have the same blender. Okay, what you want to do is so you've got your chickpeas, you've got 2 lemons, 2 juices of lemon. So you can either use concentrated lemon juice, or you can use this fresh stuff. I already had fresh stuff. God, can you tell I was tired? I was up really early this morning. I'm really tired. Right, we've got some cumin going in, half a teaspoon of cumin. More if you like it, it's entirely up to you. But round about half a teaspoon of cumin. We've got chopped frozen garlic that we're going to put in. And you want 2.5 teaspoons of this chopped frozen garlic, okay? So in it goes. This is great stuff. You don't have to think about chopping it yourself. You just whack it in. It's really good. No waste at all. You just seal it back up, and the rest of that goes in your freezer. I love it. We're going to add a pinch of salt, probably about half a teaspoonful if you're following the recipe, which is available online. And you are going to add half a cup of your tahini paste, okay? Half a cup. It should just pour out very simply like that. So you can just pour it directly into your half cup, and in it goes. It's a bit like peanut butter if you've never used it, an oilier version of peanut butter. Okay, now you can also add in, this is the juice out of the cans of chickpeas. So I'm just going to add 1/4 cup of this for this recipe. If it's normal hummus, we'd usually put in half a cup. I'm actually going to put in, ooh, nearly spilled it. I'm going to put in some of the oil from the sun-dried tomatoes. So this is just a jar of sun-dried tomatoes that I've got. Which is roughly about that. And then I'm going to get my 1/4 cup, and I'm just going to add a little bit of the oil. Okay? That's just going to make it really creamy and let it mix round lovely. Now, lastly, we want to add our basil, okay? So, you can either use this type of basil, okay, which is your lovely fresh basil, or you can also use basil that is already pre-chopped and frozen for you. You can just sprinkle it in. It's entirely up to you, and it's up to you how much you use. I would reckon try and sort of like 3 tablespoons of this, 3 teaspoons of this. See how you get on. If you want a bit more, add a bit more, and just see how you get on. I've already had this in the fridge from another recipe, so I'm just going to tear up the leaves and throw it in. Just missing out the stalks and just putting in most of the leaves. Because if you've got fresh basil, then why not use it? Okay, that is everything that goes into this recipe. This is a delicious recipe. I put it out with carrot sticks and mange tout and peas in the pod, and oh, it's just lovely. Honestly, really good, really healthy. See if the kids will like it. Lovely with some paprika added to it. Let's just go and blend it up and see how we get on. Okay, so let's see what it looks like. Oh, that looks amazing. You can see the fresh basil coming through. You can see the sun-dried tomatoes. Do you see that? Looks so good. Now, if you think it's a little bit dry, this one's perfect. If you think it's a little bit dry when you're blending yours, you can simply keep hold of some of the oil that was in the sun-dried tomatoes, or you could use the brine that was in the chickpeas. So you can just add a bit more till you get it to the consistency that you want, but I'm happy with this. Now, you can, if you want, you probably want to use tiny little bags if you're going to use them. So this one's quite a big one, but you do get tiny little ones. You get ones like kids snack bags and stuff, so if you wanted to use them, because you don't want to freeze it in too big of portions, unless of course you're planning on having it for like summer barbecues, a big dip or something like that. So I usually say I'm putting in about half a cup per portion. So you want to do it in quite small bags and just flatten them out and seal it up. Okay, and you can just stack them on top of each other like we usually do in the Batch Lady, or if you want, you can get some of these diddy little tubs, you know, I think this came from Asda, and you can just fill your tub with it, and then you take it out, leave it to defrost, and it's a perfect sort of lunchtime snack. Take it for your lunch, to the office, give it to the kids, take it with some nice vegetables, and that will just freeze like that. And we've got some bigger glass tubs that you can put it into. Now, when you take it out of the freezer, it should last about 3 months in the freezer. If you take it out and you think it's dried out a little bit, all you need to do is add a little bit of olive oil, mix it back round again, or just add some water, give it a mix, and it should just come back to life, okay? But it should last 3 months in the freezer. Let me know, hummus, something you eat, something you don't eat? I love it. It's my summertime lunch go-to. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Bye.